Right now, law enforcement in Whitewater are actively searching for a man they say was holding a woman hostage. We're live on the scene with the latest. Also, the U.S. Secretary of State is back in Israel as preparations for a ground war with Hamas intensifies. The latest developments from the White House to the Middle East. You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Hain. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good weekend. We begin with Whitewater police searching for a man who allegedly held a woman hostage for several days. For the latest details on the case, let's go to News 3 Now. Jalen Banks, who's live in Whitewater. Jalen.
Around 10:30 last night, Whitewater authorities responded to Janesville on the 300 block of Janesville Street. Initially, it was reported that the suspect barricaded himself inside of a garage where the home was, and by the time authorities made it inside, he was already gone. As you can see, the garage doors of the garage have been torn down and torn apart, and just a little bit behind me as well, a section of the fence has been knocked over, and there are tire marks from where the fence is knocked over leading back into the backyard of the home. Whitewater Police Chief Dan Meyer tells us that the suspect is still not in custody, and at this time that his actions were disturbing. Also, the victim of the kidnapping and the hostage situation was known by the suspect, and that this is not a random act of violence. And we'll continue to keep you updated as the day continues on our website at channel3000.com as well as on air. Reporting in Whitewater, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. In Janesville, one person is dead after a canoe flipped over on the Rock River. First responders were called at 4:45 yesterday afternoon to the river near the Milwaukee Street Bridge. Two people in the canoe were able to swim to shore, but a third person was unable to. Their body was found during a dive search. The incident is still under investigation. Let's head out to the weather patio now. Meteorologist Kelly Slifka has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. The sun just came out.
Yeah, we've got a few peaks of sun here and there this morning. This will be the trend. The trend will be for more and more sunshine here over the next couple of hours, and should turn out to be a nice afternoon, just not quite as warm as we should be for this time of the year. But you can see from our sky cam, the clouds are starting to break up in Madison, and there's a lot more clearing up to our north and also off to our west, and that's what we can expect to move across most of the areas. Some of the areas to the south and east might take a little bit longer, while areas to the west have been seeing sun all morning long, and therefore they are quite a bit warmer. In fact, they're in the 50s in Platteville, the Boscobel, over to Prairie du Chien, even over toward Mineral Point. Well, we've had the clouds for the most part this morning. That's why we've been in the 40s, but now that the sun's breaking out, we should be warming up fairly quickly now with the sun, even though we do have this north wind. Temperatures in the lower half of the 50s today. It's going to be rather cool if you are headed out this evening as temperatures drop off quickly through the 40s. And if you haven't had frost yet, you have a pretty good shot of seeing some of that frost waking up tomorrow morning. So we are looking at some cool temperatures for this time of October. We should typically be up closer to 60. We'll be in the mid-50s today. Warming back into the low 60s, it looks like Wednesday, but that's out ahead of a storm system that'll likely bring us some scattered showers, it looks like, by the middle part of the week. But in the meantime, we'll look at clearing skies as we go through the afternoon hours as temperatures climb up into the mid-50s today. That north wind will be coming down. We'll talk more about that storm system, and we'll track those showers toward the middle part of the week coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. Do you have a question or concern about your plants or garden? Well, send us your questions via email right now to tips@channel3000.com. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will join us later in the show with the answers to your questions. Again, that's tips@channel3000.com. Israel has signaled its ground invasion of Gaza could come at any moment, with a mission to destroy Hamas in the wake of the terror group's brutal attack. Palestinians with dual citizenship crowded the border crossing from Gaza into Egypt Monday, hoping to flee the escalating violence. Experts on the Middle East warn a ground war will be very bloody for the Israeli army. A Hamas propaganda video shows how the militants have prepared using their web of underground tunnels.
There are going to be improvised explosive devices. There will be booby traps. There will be suicide vests. This is very, very challenging.
And as the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken returned to Israel today, the Department of Defense released video of the USS Eisenhower carrier strike group deployed to the Mediterranean. Republican Representative Jim Jordan is pushing to be the next Speaker of the House, but he faces an uphill battle due to some of his own party. It's been 13 days since Representative Kevin McCarthy was voted out of the position. To become House Speaker, a nominee has to secure the majority of the full House, which, because of 2 vacancies, is 217 votes. That means any Republican nominee can only lose 4 GOP votes. The House is expected to hold a vote tomorrow. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. One of the nation's biggest pharmacy chains has filed for bankruptcy, and Taylor Swift's Eras Tour continues to break records. Details coming up in the Money Watch Report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
A great night's sleep starts on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. It's time to take your sleep to the next level with the Tempur-Pedic Ergo Smart Base powered by Sleep Tracker AI that automatically responds to snoring by raising your head, giving you a better, more restful night's sleep. And during Steinhoffels' anniversary sale, Ergo Smart Bases start at only $37 per month when you use Steinhoffels' 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
One of the nation's biggest pharmacy chains, Rite Aid, has filed for bankruptcy. In a statement, the company says it's restructuring to reduce its debt. It comes as the retailer has been dealing with slumping sales and lawsuits related to the opioid epidemic. Rite Aid also named a new CEO, Jeffrey Stein. The IRS says Americans failed to pay a record $688 billion on their 2021 tax returns. That's according to new estimates. The unpaid taxes fall mainly into 3 categories: taxes that are not filed, are underreported, or are underpaid. The agency says it is taking urgent steps to increase compliance, which include auditing more high-income taxpayers and businesses. The IRS does note that 85% of taxes are paid voluntarily and on time. And Taylor Swift's Eras Tour continues its record-breaking run, this time at the movie theater box office. Over the weekend, Taylor Swift The Eras Tour had the biggest domestic opening ever for a concert film, grossing nearly $100 million. The previous record holder was 2011's Justin Bieber Never Say Never, which brought in $73 million when it opened initially. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 324 points. The NASDAQ up 140. The S&P 500 up almost 45. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. Next at noon, Pam has your ag prices. Kelly's back with a complete forecast. And then today on Live at 4, we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs and the all-new unrecognizable Toyota Prius. The first hybrid gets a huge makeover.
Oakmont Senior Community in Verona for active seniors 55 plus is now offering 1 month free rent and 1 year free heated parking with every new 1-bedroom rental. Visit our Fall Festival open house November 1st for a tour or call Demery today.
What can our foam do for your home? You'll be warm and comfortable inside, even when it's freezing outside. Your furnace will run less, keeping your heating bills lower. You'll have consistent temperatures throughout the whole house, and those annoying outside noises won't be nearly as loud. Upgrading your insulation upgrades your life. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
We've got questions about Medicare plans.
Well, we've got a lot of answers. How can I help?
Well, for starters, do you have a Medicare plan I can actually afford?
How about a plan with a $0 monthly premium?
Well, that's a great start. What other benefits can we get?
Things like dental, vision, and hearing. But let me help you pick the plan that's right for you.
Ooh.
Don't wait. Call 1-800-ETNA for you to get answers to your questions and pick a plan that's right for you. And let's make healthier happen together.
Oakmont Senior Community in Verona for active seniors 55 plus is now offering 1 month free rent and 1 year free heated parking with every new 1-bedroom rental. Visit our Fall Festival open house November 1st for a tour or call Demery today.
Let's have some fun at the happy place with powerhouse vocal group Pentatonics. Y'all sang my earring off. And we're about to sing the roof off of this studio on the Jennifer Hudson Show.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
It's time for flu shots, and tomorrow we're rolling up our sleeves.
We'll find out about the latest strains and how easy it is to protect ourselves.
And the weather will be dry for a couple of days, but we will be tracking some showers later in the week. Join us tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. You have a nice weekend?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, so long as you were inside, that's the catch, is plenty of rain. I looked out in the backyard yesterday afternoon, picked up better than 2 inches of rain on the west side of Madison in my backyard, and that's what my farmers are talking about today as well. The rain, anywhere from about 1.7 to almost 3 inches of rain in my radio coverage areas they're reporting. But we do need to kind of pay attention to how fast this water is moving through the soil profile. We were dry, so hopefully we're not creating as much mud as we normally would. But that being said, farmers are going to have to tap the brakes before they try to get back in those fields. Kevin Erb, who's our University Extension conservation specialist, reminding farmers, if you decide that you've got to get out there and start rutting around, you're probably going to cause yourself more problems when it comes to compaction. That's a problem that you're going to deal with for this year and for the foreseeable future. So really slow down and think a little bit about whether or not you want to be out in that field real soon. Talking a little bit more about what's happening in agribusiness news, this weather is something that livestock owners have to pay attention to. Not only do we have to watch these fluctuating temperatures and conditions because of pneumonia possibilities, we also have to make sure that we are kind of monitoring our feed situation. We've got prussic acid as a possible conversation piece in a lot of rural areas. If you use sorghum, Sudan grass sorghum, then you have got to be sure that you're leaving cattle out of those fields, keeping that feed away from your livestock. Sorghum, Sudan sorghum can have high levels of prussic acid, which can kill cattle very, very quickly. It's toxic, so please just remember, if you haven't dealt with sorghum Sudan grass or sorghum for a while, be on the safe side and wait until we freeze and stay out of that even after we freeze for about a week or two. And then the feed will be mellowed, shall we say, no prussic acid. So please be careful. That can kill cattle immediately. Barrel cheese down 1/4 cent today at $1.64 1/4. 40-pound block cheese unchanged. AA butter down a penny at $3.35 a pound. So there we go. More rain gauge activity, I think, coming up later this week.
In a little bit. Let's find out. Thank you, Pam. Kelly Slift is out on the backyard patio with the latest.
Yeah, we do have some more rain in the forecast this week. It doesn't look like it'll be anything like what we saw last week. It'll be pretty scattered, but that's our opportunity for rain. Then it looks like it's going to be fairly dry going into the weekend. I guess the farmers are probably happy about that. All right, looking at our sky cam from Queen Bee Radio in Platteville, they've had sunshine all morning long now into the afternoon, and therefore their temperature has been warming up. Now, we've had the clouds here in Madison. They are starting to break up now, and that should allow us to warm up a lot faster. We were stuck in the 40s all morning long, but we should be climbing in the 50s here shortly. Expecting a high of 54 today, but you do notice that it's still below our average, which now is 60. And actually, we are going to be below average pretty much for the next 10 days. The only exception will be coming out ahead of that storm system on Wednesday. That wind will be out of the south, and that'll push our temperatures in the 60s, but you do notice our actual average high does tail off into the upper 50s by next week, and we'll probably be just at or below that. Still cool today and tomorrow with temperatures in the mid-50s, and it will be dry, quiet conditions today and also tomorrow, but we are looking at those chances of showers developing Wednesday afternoon, and it looks like this storm system is going to be with us into Thursday and keeping that chance of rain, at least on a scattered basis. It's been cool because we continue with this northwest flow, bringing in that cool Canadian air. Now, we've got one little change as that storm system moves in Wednesday. We'll get back into a southerly flow, but behind it, just another reinforcing shot of some cooler air coming our way by the end of the week going into the upcoming weekend. So it looks like cooler than average temperatures, while all the warm weather is suppressed across the southern tier of the United States. As far as the rainfall now, for the month, you'd think all that rain that we got last week, well, we're just barely above average for the month to date. So we've had 1.79 now for the month of October. And if you go back to September 1st, we're still at a little bit of a deficit. And you can see for the year to date, we're still way behind schedule, over 5.5 inches behind schedule for this time of the year. All right, looking at our future track, tomorrow looks like a nice day. It's going to be a little bit warmer than today. We should see some sunshine. By Wednesday, we will start to see some clouds roll on in. A pretty breezy southerly wind will boost our temperatures, but also bring in some scattered showers. It's not going to be widespread. It's not going to be steady. But with this system around for Wednesday night, even into Thursday, looks like we will have that opportunity for some showers. Now, we're still at 46, but now that the sun is breaking through, we should bump these temperatures up fairly quickly. Here in Madison, it's 48 right now in Janesville, 51 in Platteville, and 50 in Mineral Point. Across Dane County, a little bit more sunshine to the west. That's why we've seen some 50s showing up, 51 in Cross Plains and also up in Sauk City. But it's 51 also to the east over there in Sun Prairie and Cottage Grove. So far, the noon hour, we're looking at the skies to turn mostly sunny for a time this afternoon and looking at mid-50s today. But if you are headed out this evening, you'll need a pretty good jacket as temperatures will drop quickly through the 40s. First warm forecast, 57 tomorrow. Now, tonight, if you haven't had frost yet, you have a chance, especially in those valley locations. The winds are going to basically go calm, so that will allow that frost to form, especially in those protected areas. 57 tomorrow. There's that chance of showers on Wednesday. 60s, then we back off upper 50s and then into the mid-50s. It does look like a dry weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, with highs in the low to mid-50s.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, at least it'll be dry. It's going to be feeling like October. You know, we're getting in the second half of October, so.
That time of year.
Yeah.
Kelly, thank you. Up next, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a dish that looks like chicken and cooks up like chicken, but he says, don't be so sure about that.
It's October, and that means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time when we all come together so we can help beat this disease. While most of us are aware of breast cancer, we often forget to take the proper steps in order to stay one step ahead of it. I'm blessed that my mom had her breast cancer detected in its early stages. So if you're thinking, what does this have to do with food? Let me share with you the recipe for our pink velvet truffles, which are perfect to bring just about anywhere to help raise awareness for those you care about the most. We start by beating together a container of strawberry-flavored cream cheese with a bit of vanilla. After that's creamy, we slowly add in some powdered sugar. To give this its richness, we stir in some white baking chips that we've melted in the microwave. After it comes together, we shape them into 1-inch balls and roll them in pink, white, or any combo of nonpareils or sprinkles. Let me tell you, these are decadently rich. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our pink velvet truffles as a way to help bring awareness to breast cancer. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, encouraging you to spread the word.
And to get screened.
I'm sure glad my mom did. Now, that's a reason to say, ooh, it's so good.
We have some breaking news into the newsroom. A man suspected of holding a woman hostage for several days is now under police custody. Police had been searching for Guzman Rodriguez. Police previously said they believe the 18-year-old to be potentially armed with multiple rifles. UW-Whitewater's update did not have any details about the circumstances surrounding the arrest. Before taking him into custody, police said Guzman Rodriguez was wanted for kidnapping, false imprisonment, recklessly endangering safety, intentionally pointing a firearm at a person, and disorderly conduct. We'll have more on this breaking news story throughout the day on channel3000.com and on later newscasts. Well, ahead at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. Email those questions to tips@channel3000.com. We'll get to your questions right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800 got junk. I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
At Informed Choice Insurance Agency, we're proud of our 5-star reviews.
My agent Matthew explained everything about Medicare. He took the time to show me several different plans and the plus and minuses of each policy.
Get 5-star service at Informed Choice Insurance Agency.
In need of home repairs? From stairs and railings to roofing and plumbing, Habitat Dane County works alongside families to ensure safe, stable housing for years to come. Qualifications are based on income, need, and willingness to partner. Don't delay. Apply today.
If you have Medicare and Medicaid, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with iCare's dual eligible special needs plans. Our members get $1,800 per year with a card that's loaded monthly to pay for items such as eligible groceries, over-the-counter items, rent, and utilities. Whatever you don't spend carries over each month. Call us today, and a licensed sales agent will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double spins.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800 got junk. I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Lisa Briggs is here with her plant answers to your questions. First of all, you got a...
I have a cyclamen.
Cyclamen?
This is the first of the holiday plants that come in, and these are locally grown for us. The guy's a cyclamen genius.
Really?
A cyclamen savant, yes. I like them bright, light. Doesn't have to be full sun, though. It doesn't have to be direct. And they like cool houses. So that's really nice because a lot of the holiday plants like a warmer house, and cyclamen. And they also bloom like crazy. Yep. You can see all the buds inside. They have a really long bloom period. They keep blooming for a long time.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to your questions. We'll start with Carrie. She wants to know, well, she has a beautiful, huge elephant ear in her front flower bed. How do I preserve it for winter?
So you can do a couple of things. You can cut off the foliage and pull out the bulb, clean it off, and store it over winter like you would like a begonia or gladiola. And then if you're going to do that, pot it up around the middle part of February because they take a long time to get started. Or if you have a big space, you can bring it indoors as a houseplant.
But don't leave it in the ground.
Do not leave it in the ground. It will be mush.
Okay. Let's go to Cindy here. Do you have any advice on growing lavender and herbs indoors over the winter?
So herbs indoors, some work better than others. Things like chives or thyme, tarragon do really well. Basil and cilantro, you'll probably have to reseed multiple times. They do tend to get a little buggy. Things like lavender and rosemary, or bay, those really woody ones, they're a little trickier because they like a dry soil, but they like humidity. So if you're going to try those, put them on a humidity tray, so a saucer with some rocks that you keep water in so that you get a little bit of extra humidity around the plant. That will help.
All right. Let's go to Lorraine. When's the best time to prune my butterfly bushes? Early spring, or can I prune them once we had a hard frost this fall?
I would prune it now. It doesn't really matter, Lorraine, but if you prune it now, make sure that you put like some kind of stake or a marker there so you remember where it is. A lot of times butterfly bush will not start to emerge till early to mid-June, and you might forget that it's there and decide that you want to pull it up or slice it in half, trying to put something else in.
All right. Patricia wants to know, when's the best time to, is it too late to plant a daylily?
If you are planting something that you bought at a garden center that's in a pot, go for it. If you are planting a tuber that you had left over from earlier, make sure that it's not mushy or dried out. If you want to move a daylily from one place to another, it is too late for that.
All right. Next spring.
Next spring, yes.
All right. David has a black cap vines growing in with his hosta along his shed. If I cut back the black cap to ground level this fall, will they come back next year?
Yes, the black caps, all members of the raspberry blackberry family, spread by rhizomes. So it's probably already produced buds that are going to reemerge next spring. If you're going to cut it back this fall, get some Roundup or a really good herbicide and a little sponge brush. Cut it and immediately brush some of that herbicide on that cut. That way the plant will take it in and will help kill the roots. It's probably something that you're going to have to treat over time, multiple times. Don't get any herbicide on your hostas.
All right. Ann, when's the best time to move a hydrangea bush?
In the early spring, as soon as you can get your shovel in the ground, but it's not sopping wet.
All right. And Brian has a picture of a plum tree.
Yes. Which we saw.
I don't know if you can see this.
It's got black knot. It kind of looks disgusting. So there you go. It's a fungus and it gets into the vascular system and swells. And once it does that, it girdles the branch. The only way to deal with it is to cut it back 12 inches into healthy tissue. Make sure that you put bleach or Lysol on your pruners between every cut, or you're going to spread it. Eventually, that plum tree is going to go. Yeah. Once it gets in, there's no chemical cure.
All right. We're out of time. Thank you all for writing in. We'll do this next week.
Yes, we will.
Here's kind of the final check your forecast.
Yeah, the sun is breaking out now after the cloudy morning. We're seeing the sun here in Platteville, but also in the Madison area. As you look at our visible satellite, any of that dark shading, that's where the sun is breaking through. You can see how quickly these clouds are departing. Still a little bit more cloud cover areas to the east. Temperatures today in the mid-50s, still running below average, and we'll cool off quickly through the 40s, so you'll need that heavier jacket this evening. Maybe some frost waking up tomorrow morning as we get down to 38. Some of those outlying areas even a little bit cooler. Upper 50s tomorrow. There's that chance of some scattered showers Wednesday and cooling down for the upcoming weekend.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.